Excellency, the President, and show the public, and that will be the order for the three projects. Mradi wa kwanza ambao wanaweka saini ni uchumi wa blue, ambao una thamani ya euro 110 au shilingi 279.20 bilioni za kitanzania. Sasa utasaidia katika kuleta mabadiliko ya tabia nchi katika pwani zetu za Tanzania bara na kule Zanzibar. Kwa hiyo wanaweka saini, na tuwe tunawaombea taratibu, kwa sababu mambo haya ni mazito na mazuri. Wanabadilishana kwa utulivu mkubwa, halafu watamuonyesha Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kwamba kweli tulichoahidi tumekitenda. Naam, wanasimama sasa. Wanamuonyesha Mheshimiwa Rais, makofi mengi sana. Asante sana. Mradi wetu wa pili ambao wanaweka saini Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania ni kuimarisha mifumo ya usimamizi wa fedha za serikali na kukuza sekta binafsi, na wenyewe una thamani ya euro milioni 63.35 au fedha za Tanzania 160.79 bilioni. Wanaweka, au wengine wanasema huo msaada unaitwa Finance for Growth. Kila kitu ambacho kinakuwa saini hapa kina madhumuni makubwa, kuona kwamba mambo yote yaliyokusudiwa yanatendeka inavyotakiwa. Naam, wamemaliza. Wanamwonyesha Mheshimiwa Rais tena. Naomba tuwapigie makofi mengi kabisa. Asante Mheshimiwa Rais. Mradi wa mwisho ni ule wa Cooperation Facility, yani kuimarisha mahusiano kati ya nchi za Umoja wa Ulaya na Tanzania katika kuongeza ufanisi katika kubuni miradi na kusimamia miradi ambayo iko chini ya EU au inayofadhiliwa na EU. Na mradi huu ni una thamani ya euro milioni 6 au sawa na fedha za Tanzania bilioni 15.23 bilioni. Naam. Kila kitu kimewekwa kimkakati. Naam. Sasa wanamuonyesha Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, makofi mengi sana sana. Naam, baada ya kazi hii nzuri, naomba tena tuwapongeze kwa makofi mengi kabisa kabisa. Maana kama Mheshimiwa Rais anapiga makofi, maana yake mambo yamefika mahali pake. Wakatoliki, Baba Mtakatifu akisema kule wote sisi tunaitikia. Na hii wanaita Roma Rokuta Kauza Fenita. Kama Rais amefurahi, wewe kwa nini usiwe na furaha? Piga makofi mengi sana kwa Mheshimiwa Rais tafadhali. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na mgeni wetu rasmi kwenye shughuli hii, hatua inayofuata sasa ni kutangaza ule msaada wa kibajeti, na hivyo basi naomba tena uniruhusu nimwalike Mheshimiwa Balozi Manfredo aje hapa mbele aweze kutoa maelezo ya hii mpango huu mzima wa tangazo nataka kulitoa hapa. Your Excellency Ambassador Manfredo Fanti, I welcome you again to the podium to do what we call, do the announcement of the budget support funds disbursed by EU in the financial year 2022-2023 and handing over of the official documents to the government. Karibu sana. Naomba tumpigie tena makofi mengi na bila kufanya kazi hiyo.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm very happy to announce that in the framework of our cooperation programs between the months of June and July, we have disbursed an amount corresponding to 140 billion Tanzanian shillings. And I said that this is just a part of our overall operations that will continue also in the coming years. So this is something that we are proud of because it is a result of a deep dialogue on policies with the government, and I thank you all very much for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, basi anasema kwa kweli tamko hilo alilolitoa halitakiwi hata kuambatana na ushuhuda mwingine, kwa sababu tunaaminiana. Lichukueni kama ni jambo la kweli. Piga makofi mengi sana kwake. Na alikwisha mnongoneza Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Kwa mjibu wa ratiba yetu, na penda tu niseme Mheshimiwa Rais kwamba tukio hili limeshuhudiwa na wewe mwenyewe, lakini pia wamesikia wahusika ambao ni waziri wetu wa Fedha na Mipango, Mheshimiwa Daktari Mwigulu Lameck Nchemba Madelu mbunge, lakini pia na naibu waziri kutoka ofisi ya Rais, Fedha na Mipango kule Zanzibar, Mheshimiwa Ali Suleiman Amea. Naomba usimame tafadhali Rais akuone kwamba uko hapa kwa ajili ya tukio hili. Kwa hiyo kwa kuwatangaza hawa manake wamekubaliana kabisa kwamba mzee ametamka lilo la kweli. Baada hapo, Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, ni shauku ya kila mmoja humu ndani, hata wa Tanzania na huko nje, wakusikilize ili maneno, heshima yote na maelekezo kuhusu tukio hili adhimu ambalo ni la kihistoria, la kitaifa, la kimataifa, na linafanyika hapa kwenye ardhi hapa ya Dodoma kwa Mama Rosemary Senyamule, mkuu wetu wa mkoa, ambaye kila siku anasema Dodoma ni fahari ya Watanzania. Kwa naomba nimkaribishe sasa Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Fedha Daktari Mwigulu Lameck Nchemba Madelu mbunge aje atoe maelezo mafupi na kukaribishe uifanya kazi hiyo. Tumpe makofi mengi sana Mheshimiwa Waziri.
Your Excellency, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellency, Manfredo Fanti, EU Ambassador to the United Republic of Tanzania, my comrades, ministers and deputy ministers here present, both from the mainland and the Zanzibar, I recognize you all, permanent secretaries here present, Governor of the Bank of Tanzania, Madam Regional Commissioner, and all government officials here present, Excellencies, heads of diplomatic mission and international organizations, representatives from the private sector and the civil societies, my beloved religious leaders, my comrades from security organs, members of press, ladies and gentlemen, na wasalimu kwa jina la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. At this important occasion, may I extend my sincere gratitude to you, Madam President, for accepting our invitation and joining us here today. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you in a special way for your tireless efforts to make it possible for our country to work with development partners in the development process. Madam President, you have unlocked a lot of negotiations and pending discussions which were hopelessly stuck for quite a while. And surely, you have become a cornerstone in rebuilding a healthy relationship with our development partners, and we can attest to that for we whom we are from the Ministry of Finance. Your Excellency, Madam President, Tanzania and European Union have fostered an exceptional bilateral relationship over 48 years. Throughout the years, our ties have flourished, and the EU has remained a close and steady partner to Tanzania. Under your presidency and leadership on the Sixth Fedha government, we have witnessed remarkable achievements including Tanzania and the EU that have signed a new cooperation framework for multi-annual indicative program for Tanzania covering a period of 2021-2027. This framework signifies our commitment to collaboration and development with EU, with a resource envelope of 703 million euros, equivalent to 1.9 trillion. And these have been allocated in a 7-year period, which represents over 77 million euros compared to the previous national indicative program that was between 2014 to 2020. Madam President, during your tenure, we have also strengthened our relationship with European Investment Bank, which has been instrumental in financing development projects. Notably, we can mention the disbursement of 12 million US dollars out of 67.87 million US dollars for improvement of regional airports, which includes the Kigoma Airport, the Tabora Airport, Bukoba Airport, Sumbawanga, and the Shinyanga airports. The disbursement of around 10 million euros for the Lake Victoria Water and Sanitation Program, bringing a concessional loan to a commitment of over 45 million euros to Tanzania. The reopening of opportunities for the European Investment Bank to support, which has been your target every time, to the private sector, including commercial banks. The government has given a no objection to the European Investment Bank to advance soft loans to commercial banks, and this includes over 100 million to NMB, 150 million to CRDB, 20 million to KCB, and 7 million to EcoBank, and they are specifically directed to SMEs, women, and youth. Your Excellency, Madam President, today again marks yet another significant milestone for our partnership as we witness the EU's commitment to supporting the implementation of the second year of a multi-annual indicative program for Tanzania. As you have witnessed the signing of the 3 programs, the Blue Economy, Finance for Growth, Cooperation Facility, which collectively valued at 179.3 million euros, equivalent to over 455 billion Tanzanian shillings. And these are going to support the budget together with the ongoing sector, private sector reforms, gender, digitalization, green and smart cities, blue economy, finance, and improvement of rural roads. And for my people who have been quiet for a while, let me say in Kiswahili, mama upewe maua yako. And without wasting time, it is now my honor to warmly welcome you, Madam President, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, to address this esteemed gathering. Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa unyenyekevu mkubwa, karibu sana.
Naomba wote tusimame tafadhali, tumpigie makofi Mheshimiwa Rais, tumpe maua yake kama alivyosema Mheshimiwa Waziri. Ni heshima kubwa kabisa kabisa. Tanzania oye. Naomba tukae.
Okay. Dr. Mwigulu Lameck Nchemba, Minister for Finance and Planning, honorable ministers and deputy ministers from both Tanzania, MILAN, and Zanzibar with us here, permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries, Your Excellency Manfredo Fanti, European Union Ambassador to the United Republic of Tanzania, Excellencies Ambassadors from the European Union member states, Your Excellency Cedric Merel, EU Head of Cooperation to the United Republic of Tanzania, Governor of the Central Bank of Tanzania, Madam Rose Senyamule, Dodoma Regional Commissioner. I've seen some district commissioners here with us from the Dodoma region. Thank you for coming. I also acknowledge the presence of security organs from Dodoma region. Thank you for coming. Representatives from the private sector and civil society organizations, religious leaders, government officials, members of the press, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is another great day for Tanzania, and indeed a great pleasure for me to be invited to this important event to witness the signing of 3 financial agreements between the government of the United Republic of Tanzania and the European Union in support of our national budget. I humbly wish to express my profound appreciation to Your Excellency Ambassador Manfredo Fanti, the Minister for Finance and Planning, Dr. Mwigulu Lameck, and the teams from the European Union and the government of the United Republic of Tanzania that made this event a reality and a successful one. This grant will significantly contribute to an accelerated implementation of development programs in our country. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, during my visit to Brussels in February last year, 2022, I had a chance to engage in discussion with the President of the European Commission, Her Excellency Ursula von der Leyen. I'm delighted that one of the outcomes of that visit was the formulation of programs which have triggered this second disbursement of 46.11 million euro, following the first disbursement of 21 million euro dished out in June last year. The disbursed fund will be directed to policy reforms, as it has been already said, and sector development in the areas of blue economy, finance growth, gender, green and smart city, promotion of digitalization sector, as well as improvement of rural roads in the Southern Highlands region. Your Excellency Ambassador Manfredo Fanti, kindly convey our gratitude to Her Excellency Ursula von der Leyen for this big support. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for decades, the European Union has been one of our strategic partners in development and an inspiration in our quest to pursue progress and prosperity for our people. This is testified by the amount of financial support that has been extended to Tanzania. That has been extended to Tanzania since the signing of the first partnership agreement between the European Union and African, Caribbean, and Pacific states in 1975. So far, Tanzania has received about 2.3 billion or million euros, which is equivalent to 5.9 trillion shillings as grants, and a huge number, a huge amount of money on loans, but concession loans, not commercial loans, from the European Investment Bank. So these funds have been instrumental in the implementation of various strategic development programs in Tanzania, including the formulation of macroeconomic and social or sectoral policies, development of roads and air transport, improvement of energy and agriculture sectors, environment and climate change, just to mention a few. These are projects implemented under the Cotonou Partnership Agreement, CPA, of which the government of the United Republic of Tanzania considers with high regard. We say thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we recently have witnessed the signing of 3 programs under EU-Tanzania Annual Action Plan 2022, and this blue economy and the amount of funds have been said, financed for growth and cooperation facility, of which each one has certain amount of funds, a big chunk of funds actually. We have had the details of the programs during the remarks by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and Planning. I wish to take this opportunity to commend the commitment made by the EU as our key development partner to these programs and efforts made by both government experts and EU delegation that have culminated the signing of these agreements. The disbursement made as a grant to the government coffers is fully aligned with the strategic sectoral and Tanzanian development plans, particularly Development Plan 3, Tanzania Development Vision 2025, and the Zanzibar Development Vision 2050. The programs will also complement the theme for the financial year 2023-2024 as adopted by the East African Community, which says accelerating economic recovery, climate change adaptation and mitigation, and enhancing productive sectors for improved livelihoods. So exactly the amount of money dispersed to Tanzanian government is going to accelerate those things and going in line with the East African Community theme for this financial year. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, earlier today I had a chance to meet His Excellency Ambassador Manfredo Fanti, who is about to end his tour of duty as the head of EU delegation to Tanzania. We very much appreciate his outstanding leadership. He really did a good job. During his tenure, great strides have been made towards promotion, strengthening, and deepening relations and cooperation between the United Republic of Tanzania and the European Union. It is also gratifying to note that during his tenure, the amount of trade between Tanzania and EU has nearly doubled from $1.3 billion in 2019 to $2.1 billion in 2022, accounting for about 10% of the total trade in 2022. It is also worth mentioning that the improved cooperation has witnessed an increase in number of tourists from the European Union from 362,393 in 2019 to 449,200 in 2022. And this accounts about 31% of the total visitors in 2022. We also note with appreciation that the organized Tanzania-EU Political Dialogue and Tanzania-EU Business Forum of February 2023 have paved the way for Tanzania's business community to the global economy. Before, it wasn't possible, but now the business community can go as far as they can. On another stride, as a result of the political dialogue held in February 2023, the window for the European Peace Facility has been opened for Tanzania in a bid to support peace operations and preventing terrorism across the region. That's another window opened for Tanzania. With all these achievements, it is indeed a great pleasure, and it was indeed a great pleasure, working with Ambassador Fanti, with the European Union team, in strengthening Tanzania-EU relations. We wish Ambassador Fanti the best of luck in his future endeavors, and please continue to be a good ambassador of Tanzania. Thank you so much. During our discussion, he left me with 5 issues to consider, and they are regional and national. And I promised and pledged my commitment that I'm going to work on those 5 issues. I also wish to let him go with my 3 requests. Number 1, Tanzania is implementing the Building a Better Tomorrow program for youth and women in agriculture. So we are expecting to use the Tanzania Agricultural Development Bank and the Tanzania Investment Bank to fund the youth and women involved in these projects. So my humble request is for the EU to consider the addition of 2 other banks, the Tanzanian Agricultural Development Bank and the Tanzania Investment Bank, in the lending and loans program, which has benefited some other banks. Number 2 is my humble request for the completion of the ongoing process on the new partnership agreement between EU and OCP. And I'm requesting this because